So now inside this boxer class, I can create a property. So the first property that I'm going to create is going to be public, right? And then I can specify the data type of my property, which is going to be string. And then remember, always start your property names with capital letter. So I can say the name of the property is going to be first name. And then here, just open and close this property by using these curly braces. So now inside these curly braces, I can put get semicolon set semicolon. So what does this mean? What's going on here? We have not seen this syntax before. So this is actually a property. You are already familiar with properties. And inside the curly braces, we have these getter and setter accessors, right? By putting getter or setter here, we are saying that, okay, this property is going to allow the user, the clients that want to use this boxer class, to get the value of this first name property and also set a value to this first name property. But where is the instance variable? We cannot see the instance variable, how it is going to set or get a value from this first name property. When you use this, this is called auto-implemented property in C#. And this syntax, when you use this syntax here, the Visual Studio is going to actually create, the compiler is going to create an instance variable, a hidden instance variable for you, right? So when you use auto-implemented property, the compiler is going to create a hidden instance variable for this property, right? We don't have to actually see an instance variable. It is going to be created for us automatically. We don't have to worry about that. So I'll actually talk more about this later. For now, just know that this is actually a property. And now I want to create a constructor. For now, I'm gonna create the constructor. I'm gonna show you the syntax, and then I'll show you how we can actually use the constructor and why we use the constructor. So in order to create a constructor inside a class, always remember that you must actually create the constructor inside the class. So we have this boxer class, right? So inside this boxer class, first of all, we need to specify the access modifier of this constructor. The access modifier of your constructors always should be public, because you are going to allow other classes to access your constructor. So choose public. And then we need to specify the name of the constructor. The name of the constructor must be as exactly the same as the boxer class, the same as the class that you want to create a constructor for. So here I want to create a constructor for the boxer class. The name of the constructor must be the same as the name of the class. So this is the name of the constructor. And then I put a pair of parentheses here in order to specify that this constructor can actually accept some parameters. And then I just need to open and close this constructor by using these curly braces. An opening curly brace followed by a closing curly brace. So that's it. That's the constructor. And always remember that you are not allowed to specify a return type for your constructor. So this is the syntax of the constructor, and it always must be like this: public, boxer. And then you put a pair of parentheses in order to specify the parameters of the constructor. If you actually want to specify that, you can actually just put some parameters inside the parentheses, and then you need to open and close this constructor by using these curly braces. So that's it. So inside this constructor here, I can actually initialize my first name property. I can say first name, right? Assignment operator, I am referring to this property, right? I can put two quotes and I can say Morteza, right? Semicolon. So now we have this constructor, right? Let's go to this form1.cs, and as you can see, look at this syntax here. It is actually a constructor for this form1 class, right? Public form1. This is the same syntax that we actually use for constructors, right? And inside this curly braces here, we have these quotes. So now I'm going to create a boxer object or a boxer instance inside the curly braces of the constructor of the form1 class. So I can actually say boxer, and the name of the variable is going to be my boxer, assignment operator. So now I'm going to create the actual boxer object, new boxer, and I put a pair of parentheses here, semicolon, right? I created a boxer object here. So how we can actually use the constructor. When you create a boxer object like this one, here we say new boxer, right? This means that create a new boxer object. Look at this parenthesis here. We are calling the constructor of the boxer class here. Inside the boxer class, we have this constructor, right? This constructor doesn't accept no parameters, any parameters actually. So inside this form1.cs, we are calling that constructor that doesn't accept any parameters. What does that mean? That means that any codes that we put inside the constructor of this boxer class is going to be executed because we are actually using that constructor. So first name, Morteza. So let's go to form1.cs, and now I can actually say, for example, btn result dot text. So let's run our for now. Let me just comment out this code here. Let's run our application in order to show you the text of the button. The text of the button is now show me the result, right? Let's close the window and let's uncomment this line of code. So btn result dot text assignment operator, and here I can say my boxer dot first name semicolon, right? Let's actually start. Let's click on start, and now you can see that the text of the button is now Morteza, right? We get this from this first name, a property of this boxer instance, and we assigned it to this text of the btn result. You can see that here. And if I click on this button, it's going to actually output this value here to the LBR result. So let's close this window. So that's it. So now let me actually just delete this line of code here. So we have this my boxer here, right? Let's go to this boxer class, and I want to actually specify a parameter for this constructor. How we can do that?